Hello, everyone. I just put a question in the chat to type, please, where you're joining us from today and how many people are watching with you. Okay, we've got some people from Oak Park, Beverly, Oak Park, Hyde Park. I'm in Hyde Park too. Oak Park. Great. Brookfield, awesome. Green Bay, wow. West Ridge, River Forest. Awesome. Thank you guys so much. So I think we're going to get started. So good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jess Sanger, and I'm a freshman at the University of Chicago studying environmental science. So that means I'm studying about the Earth and how it works. I am a member of a group called the One Earth Youth Advisory Council, which is a group of teenagers that helps the One Earth Film Fest plan and put on movie screenings for young people. I also belong to another group of teenagers learning how to be environmental leaders here in the Chicago area. That group is called It's Our Future. I want to welcome all of you green kids and families to our virtual screening and discussion of Watermelon Magic, which is being hosted by my group, the One Earth Youth Advisory Council. We are so excited to watch a great film with you, and we are especially excited to talk about it with you afterwards, to hear what you learned, and if it makes you think about ways you can help our Earth. This year's 2020 One Earth Film Festival theme was and is the power of we. It reminds us that we can have the power to join together and make our shared planet, planet Earth, a better place. So our afternoon will take place in 4 parts. First is the welcome. Soon I will introduce you to someone who will help us have a great discussion together after the film. And right before we view the film, our technical lead, Garen, will share some quick Zoom basics. For now, parents and families, please know that we should all be muted unless called upon to speak. And we will be using the chat for questions and discussion. The second part is to view the film. We will watch the film together here in Zoom. The third part is conversation. We will talk about what we saw in the film, what we learned in the film, and how the film made us feel. And last, actions. We'll end by sharing some actions you can take, or things we can all do to make our Earth a healthier, better place. And one last thing before we meet our facilitator. Parents, if you're active on social media, tell people this is happening. Amplify the community we're building here right now. I would now like to introduce Wendy Negron, our facilitator, who will help us talk about the movie together once it ends. Wendy received her master's degree in education in 2016 from Dominican University. She is an active volunteer with several wildlife conservation groups. She enjoys learning and relating social and natural sciences for children and families. She works as a preschool teacher with the Park District of Oak Park in the Chicago area. Please welcome Wendy.
Hi, everyone. Am I on? I'm Wendy. Thanks so much, Jess. I'm super excited to be here. I think we're looking at, I can't see right now, a slide that talks about how we will participate today in the conversation that follows the film Watermelon Magic. So I think you see in front of you, once I introduce you to the film and Garen's going to speak to you a little bit about technology, we'll watch the film. And then when the film is over, the first thing you're going to do in your chat box is type "I'm back," so we kind of know we have everyone's attention. How to participate. Adults who are joining us with your children, please put your child's name and their response to the questions I'll be presenting to us in the chat box. That way I can call your child's name and reflect back to them the response that they've put in. I will be asking, by the way, about 4 questions that will go out to each of you, and we will probably use the chat box primarily, but if we have some time, I will call on somebody to be unmuted. The other thing is, in the interest of time, if we do talk or in the chat box, please keep your responses fairly brief. So I'm super excited to share Watermelon Magic with you today. It's such a great film. And just before we get comfortable and watch the film, I wanted to just get us to warm up a little bit. So the film is called Watermelon Magic. So right now, if everyone could just get comfortable and say the word, I know we're all on mute right now, the word magic. Everyone say magic. Say it again, magic.
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 Great. Now pause, close your eyes, and take some time and think about magic. And when you're ready, show us with your body or say with your words and type, what is magic? Okay. Mystery. What else do we have for magic? I'm trying to see everybody in the view. Making something appear or disappear. Unicorns. Sydney says sparkles. Somebody said four-leaf clovers. Oh, somebody responded, me. Great. So everyone's thinking about magic right now. That's good because I'm going to tell you a little something about the film we're going to watch, Watermelon Magic. First of all, we often watch a movie, I think you can relate, and then we quickly move on to something else. Today, we will pause and we will hold space for each other to organize within ourselves what just occurred in that film. Watermelon Magic was filmed in 2013 on a farm in Philadelphia and in a studio in England. This is really interesting. The film was made entirely with digital still images. Over 200,000 still images were put together in the movie you're about to see in order to illustrate for us today the phenomenon of living things, and that means plants and people. So in the next 38 minutes, prepare to be immersed in a story of a really special family living on a farm and a child growing a patch of watermelons. You will get to know this child, Sylvie, as she figures out how to care for plants and how she discovers the magic of growing, sharing, and eating good food. Great. I think a lot of us are back. So again, it's me, Wendy. Hi. I'm going to put out some questions. I will look to the chat first. We're not a huge group, so we'll see if we get a little time in some of our questions to put our voice out there. But please put your child's name in the chat so I can identify them and attribute their response. So welcome back. And I guess the first question is, what did you see, hear, crave with your tummy, or wish to touch with your hands? This is the first one, which I think is not on the screen right now. So if somebody wants to put the first slide on the screen. Looks like Gabriel said, I wanted to squish the... Gabriel wanted to touch something. He wanted to squish the watermelon. Thank you, Gabriel. What about anyone else? What did you see in the movie or hear or crave with your tummy or wish to touch with your hands? And take your time. Sydney, I wanted to have a water fight with the kids. There's Sydney, is that with the hand up? Oh, Athena has her hand up. She would like to be unmuted and give a response. Hi, Athena, go ahead.
Well, it brought back memories of when I was little, of
Really?
me growing my own carrot.
Carrots is the plant you grew?
Yeah.
Thank you. But that actually, I'm glad you said that thought first. I'm going to read a few more responses and then you're going to help, your response helps bring me to another point. Caroline said, I wanted to eat the strawberries. Yeah, in the beginning of the film. Juniper said watermelon. I want to eat it because it looks so good. I know I wanted to say hi to those plants as they were opening up. I felt like that flower was speaking to me. Cheryl said, I love seeing the seeds grow. Seeing the seeds grow. How often do you get to do that? Great. Let's move to the, Lisa said, I loved hearing the plants grow. Whoa. Like that sentence is kind of amazing. Hearing the plants grow. The next slide says, I want to put this question out thanks to Athena. She said, I remembered when I was little, when I grew carrots. So Athena's, she can call herself a grower. The next question I have for you is, what did you, sorry, I'm not on the right one. During the film, excuse me, did you remember anything about yourself? Something you've done, silly or sad? You know, did the film remind you of something you've done with your family, somebody else, something silly, something sad, something weird, something fun? So if we can keep an eye on, if you have a, I'm trying to get back on that gallery view, sorry. If you want to respond in the chat box, I'll read that back, or raise your hand and Garen and I and Aaron will be able to unmute you. Gabriel said, I messed with my sister like in the beginning. Aha, thank you, Gabriel. I know exactly what you mean when you said I messed with my sister. Does anyone else have a memory that came up during this film or right now when you're taking time and thinking about it? Juniper said, I loved planting tomatoes way back in the spring. Beautiful. I guess that's when you plant tomatoes. I didn't know that. Thank you, Juniper. Do we have any other memories that have come up? Athena said, growing carrots and playing in my green bean teepee. Is that like a tent, Athena? Athena would like to be unmuted. Do you want to share about that? About your green bean teepee?
Yeah. So we planted pots around it, and then we tied bamboo shoots together to make a teepee shape, and then the beans grew up the bamboo, and so it created a teepee.
Oh, so this was to help the plant do all that moving we just saw. So green beans are moving and they needed something to go up.
Uh-huh.
How kind of you, Athena. Thank you. Cheryl says she loved seeing the bees at the flowers. Yeah, there was a lot of scenes with bees. I think bees are as interested in growing plants as Sylvie was. Okay, if anyone else has anything else about a memory that's come up for them or a feeling that they want to share out, please do. Again, I don't see hands up, but I'm looking in the chat box. Okay, the next question, and bear with me here, I am a teacher, so I do like to make things really visible and I like to get our bodies involved. So, wait, okay, pretend you are a 2-pan balance scale and open your hands, if you can see me. It's kind of a small screen. Open your hands, palms up next to your shoulders. So you're like a scale. Here's a pan and here's a pan. Imagine, and I want to point out that to balance means how can I hold two things as the same, right? How can I hold two things as the same? Now imagine there is a watermelon plant on one side. What will you put on the other side to make it balance? So somebody's helped us in the chat say, please share in the chat or wave to share out loud. So again, if you have a watermelon plant in one hand, what will you put in the other one? Because my hands are up, I'm going to try to scroll down, but if somebody sees somebody waving and can be unmuted. And think about that. I mean, you just want to make it the same. So what does that mean for you? What's the same as a watermelon plant? Anybody have an idea? What can I balance on my scale that I find is the same as a watermelon plant? I know somebody's got one. A chair. My lamp. You guys have had some good watermelons. Is it a grown? Okay, Jean has a question. Is it a grown watermelon or a baby watermelon? Wow, it looks like Jean's thinking about the life cycle of a watermelon plant, right? It can be whatever you want. We're talking about a watermelon. Is it a sprout? Is it a fruit? Is it the watermelon flower? So you could share out right now. If you're holding a watermelon seed, you might also be holding another watermelon plant, Gabriel said. You know what? I have to show you, friends. This morning I got so excited about this film after I watched it, because I got to ahead of time, that if you can see my, I can't see myself, so bear with me, I'm kind of new on Zoom. I drew one side of my scale as a watermelon plant, and on the other side, I have a sprout. And for me, my scale is balanced. A strawberry seed. A strawberry seed is a plant. Caroline said, I'm going to balance my watermelon plant with a strawberry seed. Cool. So if anyone has any other contributions to that question, please. Okay. Here is the last question, if we want to move along. All right now, the next time you're at the grocery store, decide right now what kind of plant you will buy and bring home to eat. Shoot out. Tell us your choice plant. You're walking in the grocery store. You're in the produce section. You need to eat a plant. What will it be? I'm looking in the chat box. And honestly, if you want to speak out. Oh, Athena's got her hand up. Thank you.
I'm gonna buy a dragon fruit.
A dragon fruit, Athena said.
Or a papaya. Or mango. I don't know.
Your choices sound tropical. Laura said apples. Thank you, Athena. Somebody said broccoli. What part of the plant is broccoli? Type there. I know we can eat different parts of the plant. I know an apple is the fruit. I know I ate pumpkin seeds last night. What is broccoli? Somebody said strawberries. They're going to go to the market and get strawberries. Athena thinks that broccoli is the flower or floret. Laura says flower. So we can even eat flowers in some of the plants. Raspberries, Cheryl says. Great. So I think, does anybody know what might be in the market right now? What is there a lot of? Somebody says you can eat, yeah, you can eat a flower. What's being grown now in the Midwest? If so, those of us who are in the Midwest, Wisconsin, Michigan, Illinois, pumpkins. We're definitely going to find pumpkins. Kale, corn. So some of us are growers. I think it's fair to say all of us are eaters, right? Just like Sylvie was an eater who really loved her strawberries. And then she learned to become a grower. And then she became a sharer. Pretty cool. All right, I'm gonna take a scroll through the gallery here. If anyone, we do have time, has any other reflections they want to share out, please raise your hand about the movie Watermelon Magic. Okay, moving along, we have some cool action ideas that we want to share with you. So we'll move to the next slide. And this is how you can get into action. You might be feeling the need to do something. So I want to take this time now to introduce you to a few special stewards of our planet, planet Earth, so you can hear the good ideas that they really want to share with you today. So the first person I'm going to introduce is Andrew Edwards. And Andrew is from the One Earth Youth Advisory Council. And Andrew is a two-time winner of the One Earth Young Filmmakers Contest. So I'm going to hand it over to Andrew so he can share his good ideas with you. Go ahead, Andrew.
Hi. So one of the ways that you can help to take action is to create a short film about an environment problem and solution on topics of climate, food, energy, transportation, waste, water, or wildlife and ecosystems. If you're in 3rd grade or above, you can enter it in the One Earth Filmmakers Contest to win money and matching grants. You can learn more at the oneearthfilmfest.org. And it's a really fun contest, and I highly recommend participating in it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Andrew. I do know that those are really cool contests, and there's a lot of supports that come out through One Earth Film Festival that can help give you a little introduction into filmmaking, like really great little courses to help you pull together a film like that. I'm going to introduce another few people who have great ideas to share with you. You're going to meet right now middle school students from Brooks Earth Action Team, also referred to as the Beat Club. Mahima Krishnan and Annie Barnes are going to share their ideas now.
So it's fall time, and if it was spring or summer, you would probably garden. But since it's fall, there's like lots of leaves on the ground, and many people like think it's a nuisance, but it's really not. It's there. There's lots of life under all the leaves, and if you like rake away the leaves or put them in the trash and stuff, you can just like kill these butterflies and fireflies that people really would like to have in their in their yard. So leave the leaves. If you don't really like if you don't like a messy yard, you can also rake it, or if you really don't want to rake it, if you really don't want to leave it, you can also compost it. But yeah.
So our wild beads and birds need the stems and leaves in your so you should leave them out in your backyard, and so that helps the birds and the insects around your in your city.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mahima and Annie. And I'm inspired right now to take action when Annie just raised the point, because I live in a townhome complex that constantly has landscapers blowing everything out of our property. And I'm inspired to maybe suggest we reduce that, to leave some of that debris out for the animals. So thank you so much, both of you, for sharing. And Andrew, thank you. A few other ways to take action. I'll just read through these. Interview a grower. I mean, Athena's a grower, Sylvie's a grower, and I'm sure we have some more growers here with us. Who do you know to be a grower? It can be a simple patio container herb grower, a serious yard gardener. Interview this person. Just think of a few questions and hear their story. Also, another idea is to take a field trip to your local conservatory. I know here in Oak Park, we have carnivorous plants, which is really cool. You can actually realize that plants do feel and move their way around space. And in this case, these plants actually are insect eaters. So you might actually see in real time how they move to catch their food. And finally, vote. Vote, vote, vote. Tell the adults in your family to vote for clean air and to vote for healthy food and strong farms and to vote for Earth. So these are ways to get involved, and I just I want to thank you for being here today and participating in this event and taking the time to pause and think about what you've seen. All your ideas are with all of us today, and we thank you so much. I'm going to turn it back over to our host, Jess Singer, who is also an environmental science student. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Ms. Negron, for a fun and interactive discussion. And also thanks to filmmaker Richard Hoffman for letting us share his movie. I sure learned a lot this evening, and I love seeing the awesome participation of so many of you young environmentalists. To learn more about some of the people who were involved in putting together this movie event, please see the links on this slide. And parents, please remember to tweet, post, or share about this event online and in social media. And join us again through tomorrow, Sunday, October 25th, for more screenings during One Earth's Fall Mini Film Fest. The schedule links is also on this slide. If you found value in today's event, please consider donating to the One Earth Film Fest at this challenging time for so many organizations and businesses. And join us again when the festival celebrates its 10th year with more great films, discussions, and opportunities for actions from March 5th to 14th, 2021. Last but not least, a huge thanks to each and every one of you for being here. We appreciate your participation. Let's all give ourselves and our program participants one last round of applause. Feel free to unmute your mic and clap out loud or put up your digital hand. Thank you.
Yay!
Yay!
Oh, thank you.
Have a good rest of your day, everyone.